Once upon a time in a faraway country, there lived a man called Lynathi. Lynathi was nothing if not ambitious and had ascended from being a remarkably inconspicuous individual to achieving recognition as a person of consequence. However, there was one accolade that he ardently desired: to become a chieftain. One evening he awakened Lola, his spouse, just as she was drifting into slumber. "What is the matter, Lynathi?" she grumbled. "I am too drowsy to listen to the narrative of any of your marvelous exploits, and I must implore you once more to recount your adventures at a more opportune time." "My dear," responded Lynathi sorrowfully, "why do you misjudge me so hastily? I am not about to regale you with tales of my adventures and peril. I merely wish to convey that unless I promptly attain chieftaincy, I shall wither away and perish. This desire occupies my mind constantly, hindering me from both eating and sleeping. I am worn to a mere shadow." "You are a rather substantial shadow," retorted Lola crossly. "How can you possibly become a chief with your reputation in this town? You will turn us into a source of ridicule with your imprudent ambitions." "Nevertheless," persisted Lynathi, "I absolutely must achieve chieftaincy, and I will not rest until I discover a means of attaining what I covet." "Oh, how tedious you are! Simply request the monarch to confer upon you the title of chief, indeed," replied his wife, falling back asleep. Lynathi ruminated over her words until he eventually conceived an idea. Then he succumbed to slumber as well. The subsequent day, he made his way to the king's palace. "Your Highness," he said, bowing respectfully, "I have come to entreat a favor." "What is your plea, Lynathi?" inquired the king. "Sire," responded Lynathi, "I earnestly aspire to become a chieftain." Upon hearing this, the king and all his court erupted in laughter. "I have frequently heard of Lynathi's ambition," remarked the king, "but never did I envision him laying claim to chieftaincy." "Sire," said Lynathi, "next week a momentous event is scheduled for your birthday. If I held the status of a chief, I would feel at liberty to present your majesty with the most unparalleled gift you have ever received." The king, having heard what Lynathi said, couldn't help but feel intrigued when Lynathi made this shrewd suggestion and inquired about the nature of the present. "Alas," lamented Lynathi, "I will never have the pleasure of presenting the gift to you, so why should I arouse your curiosity by describing it? I can only assert that it is extraordinary." The king couldn't bear the thought of forfeiting such an extraordinary present, so he agreed to bestow chieftaincy upon Lynathi, and the ceremony transpired promptly. Lynathi returned home happily and enlisted 10 robust laborers, who departed each day and returned at night bearing a substantial load. This routine persisted for several days, until the morning of the king's birthday emerged. The king occupied a position beneath a sizable white canopy, and servants fanned him with intricately woven fans, while all the chieftains bowed before him, presenting him with valuable gifts. One proffered golden ornaments, another extended an elephant's tusk adorned with praises for the king. Yet another presented a cloak crafted entirely from lion's manes, bordered with the skin of the rarest snakes. Only Chief Lynathi was conspicuously absent. The king's warriors proceeded to dance with him, and nimble acrobats executed somersaults, delighting all spectators. Nevertheless, Lynathi remained absent. The king's scowl intensified as evening descended, and Lynathi failed to materialize. "If Chief Lynathi remains absent 1 hour longer," declared the king furiously, "he will pay with his life." Now the king was a rather ferocious sovereign, and numerous people had been punished in the past, both in times of peace and war, for little errors, and the hour elapsed gradually. The festivities lost their vigor. The contests among the wrestlers, the dancers' clever tunes, and the drummers' spirited beats all proved insufficient to elicit even a solitary smile from the king's countenance. Suddenly, Chief Lynathi was spotted on the distant horizon, advancing gradually and trailed by 20 towering laborers. The drummers commenced playing, and the dancers clapped their hands and sang, "Hail to Chief Lynathi! Hail, oh hail!"